One of the best ways to view a total solar eclipse is with eclipse glasses, but maybe you might not have those, and there are other ways that you can safely view the eclipse, such as an eclipse viewer. Now let me show you what you need in order to make your own eclipse viewer. First of all, you got to have a box. You got to have scissors to cut a hole out of the box, and we'll go through that. You could even use a box cutter, if you will. You have to have a piece of paper, a pencil, some tin foil, and finally some tape. So what's going to happen is the sun is going to project an image in here, and you're going to see it on a white piece of paper at the back of the box, and then you're going to look through that where the sun shines through that little point. So we're going to cut a little hole, and remember, this is for the sunlight to enter in. So we're going to take a look, and you can use a shoe box, you can use a larger box, it doesn't really matter, as long as it's a box that you can enclose to block out all of the sunlight. So we have our little square, and this is going to be the sunlight that goes in, but we also need a way to view it. So we're going to cut another hole, and this is going to be our hole where we can view the projection of the sun on the back of the box. Once we have our two holes that are cut, we need to cover up one of the holes with a piece of tin foil. Now we also have to put a white image on the the inside of the box. Just cut a little white piece of paper and then tape it to the outside, or to the inside edge of the box. And so at this point it's a little bit too wide, so we'll just make a little bit of a cut. This is where the projection of the sun is going to be. Pretty good, actually. Cut it pretty well. So now we're going to put some tape on the back of that. That's what the tape is for. And there we go. Stick it on there. So again, this is going to project the sun image. So now we got to cover up one of these holes. So if you're right-eyed or left-eyed, depending on which one your dominant eye is, you might want to cover up maybe the left hole or the right hole so you can look with your right eye through the eclipse viewer hole. So what we're going to do is just take a little piece of tin foil, cut it. And again, when we have this little piece of tin foil, we're going to cover up that hole with a piece of tape. Okay, so we got our tin foil. Now this is a very important part. We got to make a perfect circle, so just a little point. And it's best to use a pencil for this. So I'm just going to poke a little hole, just a tiny little hole. Now we're going to cover up the eclipse box. So remember, it's got to be dark inside in order to see the projection of the sun. And there you go. You have a total solar eclipse viewer. Let's go check it out. Now, in order to view the total solar eclipse viewer, you've got to have your back to the sun. But first of all, that little pinpoint that you made, that has to be a perfect circle, because that's the projection that you're going to see on the other side of the box. So in order to use this, you turn your back to the sun, so the sun will be shining through that perfect circle that you made in the aluminum foil. And when you look in the box, you'll see a projection of the sun. And as that sun begins to get eclipsed, you'll see more and more of a crescent shape take place within your solar eclipse viewer. Tune in to your weather authority for all the latest total solar eclipse coverage. Keep it here with your Solar Eclipse Authority.